fight and we bleed. Friendly fire may strike, but we're bound by our creed. Our Tabaton's march with their circuits ablaze will shatter their ranks at the cause of unpraise. Dive, dive, and dive again. When we face defeat, we'll rise and defend. Turning and scatter, feel the wrath of our might. In the chaos of war, we'll charge through the night. Hearts united will break every chain. For our fallen brothers will fight through the pain. In this natural fury we'll carve out our name. With courage and honor we'll never be tamed. Traveling through the stars, our mission is clear. For freedom and justice we conquer our fear. Every drop's a chance, every battle a test. In the name of our world we'll give it our best. When the tides of fate crash and threaten to drown, we'll rise from the ashes, never backing down. For Super Earth's glory we'll push to the end. In this metal tempest on us you can depend. In the heart of the swarm hear our battle cry. With honor and valor we'll fight through the sky. From the ruins of lost, new warriors will form. We'll dive into the fray, ride the storm. Dive, dive, and dive again. When we face defeat, we'll rise and defend. Turning and scatter, feel the wrath of our might. In the chaos of war, we'll charge through the night. Hearts united will break every chain. For our fallen brothers will fight through the pain. In this natural fury we'll carve out our name. With courage and honor we'll never be tamed. Gear up soldier, let the battle begin. With our spirits ablaze, we'll fight till we win. For democracy's glory in this war will fly. In the depths of the cosmos we'll dive, dive, and dive. Of my struggles, I'll find my way. With my digital warriors will seize that day. Every pixel of heartbeat, every line of song. In this metal storm, I know where I belong. Fury in the rhythm, we're a raging tide. With the chat beside me, I'll never hide. When the weight of the world brings me down, it's the chat that lifts me, turns it around. When the weight of the world brings me down, it's the chat that lifts me, turns it around. Shouting in the silence, a battle cry. Together we rise and we'll never die. Slime of the abyss, shatter the dark in this metal realm. I'll ignite the spark. A slime on a mission with a heart made of steel. With the chap on my side, I'll fight and I'll heal. Beneath the burning skies, on a shattered shore, they came to fight a war they'd never known before. The coral cut their boots, the salt stung their eyes, but it's the blood of brothers that made them realize. In the jungle's roar, in the bombs that fly, they gave their all and many did die. On that Palworld, men turned to stain, leaving whispers in the rain. Shadows on the sand, they're calling out our names. Lives lost to the wind, but they fought just the same. Heroes never die, yet their bodies fade away. In the ashes of Palworld, their memory still stands today. Through the broken palm trees, the flame touched air. The cries of the fallen echo.
Hello, everybody. Hi, it is me, Ark the Slime, with my friend here, Dr. Battlist,
Hello.
our friendly scientist from space who may or may not be a snake. Who knows? I mean, like Basilisk, who knows?
Who knows indeed? Many mysteries of the Omniverse.
Many mysteries. So I thank you guys for coming to the first ever podcast of the Slimo Cast. Really appreciate you being here. This is going to be the one where we talk a lot and talk about a particular topic that the host, me, your wonderful Arcadius,
Delicious
I am,
Ark.
but yeah, and our guest here, which is Dr. Battlist. We both agreed on a topic to talk about, and we will be talking about that and a couple questions about it and such. So it'll be a lot of fun. Welcome, guys. This is going to be a nice little chill vibe. So if you want to sit down with a nice cup of coffee, hot cocoa, just milk.
And maybe snack on this Ark here.
Nah! I'll get art snacks. Oh god, you know what? That'd be actually a fun thing to do as like a merchandise, like Ark cookies or like Ark gummy or an Ark Jolly Rancher or something like that. You know, it's just strawberry Jolly Rancher, only more pink.
Yes. And then we fill it with the Ark's gelatinous mass.
I sound like Ark Neko Ark. Oh, you say that's Ark sounds like that? Well, yeah. Well, welcome, guys. Thank you so much for coming out to this. And yeah, so today, I guess we should do some kind of intro thing. I've not done a podcast before, so this is like new stuff. So hi everybody, welcome to Slimo Cast. I am Ark, your host, Ark the Slime, and our guest today is. That's a cute.
Is that? Oh, I thought you were still doing your thing.
I don't know.
Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Vitalis, immortal cybernetic scientist, and with the power to swap up genders at will. And for today, I'm just in female form because booba.
because boobs are amazing, and we all love boobs. Yes, wonderful.
Yes.
So, today, what we are going to talk about is anime. Yeah, the big old art form of anime. I guess actually one thing maybe to ask is like, oh, one second, I'm gonna get a light on. One of the lights in my room burst out. It broke, and I now, because the tracking for my model is a little weird, I need to have another light on the backlight. Otherwise, it just starts freaking out. And that's what it's doing right now. All right, there we go. I'm just using my phone light. It'll drain the phone battery, but
as well.
all right.
Whenever it's nighttime and I'm streaming, and just my tracking goes a bit awry, so just turn on a light. Makes it easier for the camera to track.
I guess one of the first like weird questions though that everybody talks about when it comes to anime is like like a lot of normies think anime is a genre. It's totally not. But you know, good on you, I guess.
Well, technically, it kind of has become its own thing, more or less.
Well, yeah, but it's not a genre, it's an art form. Like there are tropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are tropes. It's like the same thing as like uh what what's the guy who did Django Unchained? That movie.
I don't know.
It's like frick, what is his name? I'm gonna look him up. But the director who did Django Unchained, he has a particular style of doing his movies. And that style has been kind of like well, his movies, not smoothies.
I heard smoothies for some reason.
Oh my god, oh my god, a slime with a lisp. So he does his movies, like with has certain things that he does in his movies that has become kind of a trope and kind of like some people would consider that like a genre kind of thing, but it's not really like it's just his art. And that's the same kind of thing with anime. Like they have tropes that kind of pop up between each of them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like a genre where anyone can do it. Quentin Tarantino, like a Tarantino movies, all his movies, a lot of his movies always have this thing, this obsession with like really red blood. This is the big thing. And so when someone else does like really red blood in their movie or in their show, it's they're doing a Tarantino, or even like other things that he does. Like there's a few of them, but that's one of the things. But yeah, like that's kind of just his, you know, his style, it's his art. It's how he does it. And anime is kind of the same thing. Anime is just Japanese culture being expressed in a 2D form, and that's what I notice, at least from it. But
Yes. Oh. Sorry, I'm still eating breakfast.
oh yeah, it's
Don't forget
morning
my
where you are.
luncheon. Yes, it is. I woke up only a few minutes ago.
It's morning for you. It's like 10 o'clock for me, or actually almost 11.
Time zones are weird.
Time zones are weird. It could be nighttime in one place and morning in the other.
Yes.
Suck it, flat earthers. All I can say. But
Well, it would be easier if the world was flat, but it's not. It's been scientifically proven and multiple times that the Earth is round, and people still think it's flat.
yeah,
What are we, Neanderthals?
it's a distrustment of authority. Honestly, that's what I think about it at this point.
Yes, true.
But yeah, anime. So I guess the first big question or big thing we should talk about is like everybody when they talk about anime, they always talk about like their favorites and such. So, do you have a top 5 anime there, Doctor?
Let me think. My all-time favorite is Code Geass.
That'd be like a
Definitely.
number 1.
Yeah, that would be definitely my number one.
Mhm.
Let me think. Attack on Titan is probably number 2
Mm.
because of its amazing soundtrack and animation.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Yep. Um, Third would probably be Dragon Ball Z, which was where I he started my love for anime.
Mm-hmm. Dragon Ball Z is amazing.
Let me see.
About Dragon Ball Z. Have you watched the
Yeah,
abridged saga of Dragon Ball?
I have not. I want to do a live react to that,
We have to do that sometime
and I
because it
got my
is.
opportunity.
I've seen both. Actually, I've seen all three versions of the original Dragon Ball and the original. Um, I guess there's only two versions of the original Dragon Ball, but the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. I've seen Dragon Ball Z, the original series, the one that was originally released from Japan, and the Kai version, and the abridged version, all the way up until Cell Saga. I've seen Buu Saga and both the officially ones. I have to say, abridged is the best.
So I keep hearing.
They nail the characters a lot better than even the studios did. It's amazing.
Even though it's supposed to be in a parody style.
I know, right? It's crazy, but yeah, definitely. If you decide to do a watch along of that, I don't know if you would let someone else come by and watch. But I'll be in the chat at least.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'm also trying to see if I can do a collab react with if the Emperor had a text-to-speech device.
Ooh, I don't know about that one. I've never heard anything about it.
It's a Warhammer 40k parody series
Mm.
where a certain event happens that wouldn't happen in the actual lore.
Mm. Basically, they give them a text to speech device.
Yeah, because the Emperor in the Emperor of the Imperium in Warhammer 40k is semi-dead, kind of dead. He's a rotting skeleton, but he's hooked up to a shit ton of life support,
Yeah, I've
and
heard
he's
about
unable
some
to
of the lore.
command his troops. Yes, but we're not here to talk about Warhammer 40k. We're here to talk about anime.
Hmm.
Now, where
Well,
was I on top
I
5?
definitely should do a warning. You know what? Next time we do one of these podcasts together, we should totally do it about Warhammer 40k. That'd be really fun.
Yeah, that would
But
be fun.
the first few ones though we're gonna do about in the podcast are gonna be very general. Like anime is a very general topic. Like there's a lot of
Yes.
different kinds. So, but as I go on with them, they will get more, nuanced, more about specific things. And the next time we do one, if we do one about Warhammer, which we'll definitely do, I'm gonna invite you on that because that'll be fun.
Okay.
Um,
So where was I in the top 5?
you were on Dragon Ball at Type 3 at the third.
At the third. Let me recall. After that, it gets a little iffy. Mashoko Tensei, probably. Somewhere
Hmm.
between 4 and 5.
I like
I like
Mashuga
most of it.
Tensei a lot too. Um,
Yes.
didn't get on my list though, unfortunately. There are a couple others that are
Um,
bigger for me.
to research this a bit more. Yes, it was easy because it's my all-time favorite. But what else? Hmm. Oh yeah, Full Metal Alchemist. Forgot about it.
Hey, I like that one too. My Full Metal for me is just a slightly higher than your fifth um option there, but
Mhm. Well,
yeah.
it's between 4th and 5th. If I can't really decide which one deserves the higher position.
So they're kind of like in a
So
tie,
yeah,
but just
yeah,
both
pretty
fighting
much.
for fourth, wanting to be in fifth.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. For me, I mean, Naruto's my number five. It like for you, like it's the one that got me into anime. Like truly got me into. It's not the first anime I ever watched, but it's the first one that got me into anime. Like the first anime I ever watched was Inuyasha. Um,
Inuyasha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Tetsuga Shinho! I love it. Inuyasha was such a good one. I liked Kagome. I liked the whole shebang, the perverted priest, all of that. Like, the whole show was so good. And I watched this when I was a kid, too. Like, I was like, I don't know, 9. It was the first thing I saw that wasn't like a cartoon, and it blew my world away. Um, but it wasn't the one that got me into anime, because I just thought, yeah, that's kind of fun. I love Cartoon Network now. And Naruto is the one that basically brought me into the whole anime sphere. I mean, like, no, I like this entire art form, and I will be in this art form forever, kind of a thing.
Interesting.
But yeah, Naruto was my favorite, favorite. Number 5 on my anime. It was the one that, yeah, I can talk about it for a lot. But the problem is the reason why it's on number 5, not higher on my list. Technically, I've never finished it. I got all the way up to,
Understandable, because there's a lot of episodes.
yeah. Well, I mean, I could have finished it. Like, I literally got up to like the last like arc of it. It was like maybe 30 episodes until the end. I just got bored and ended up just taking the time. I like watching like reels of what happens, because the one problem with Naruto is there's a lot of filler. A lot of filler.
Oh, yeah. I will remember one particular filler was centering around the ramen shop guy's daughter being kidnapped, and
That's
he had
early.
to deliver a yeah. That's the one that was most memorable for me. Oh yeah, there was also the episode where Naruto, Satsuki, and Sakura were trying to unmask Kakashi.
Yeah, that one was fun though.
Uh,
That was a fun one. The one
Yeah,
that
there
broke
were some
me.
fun ones, but
Hmm.
I don't remember many of the others.
The one that broke me was the one that happened right after the pain arc, where Naruto has finally gained the trust of his village, and then they have to go into a fucking side arc on, I don't even remember what it was. It was like something with Choji, and I was just like, we're at the highest point, the most cathartic point in all of Naruto, and now we're talking about this person here and not seeing the aftermath of the village and everything. Like, it annoyed me. It annoyed me.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that Naruto's number 5. That's why Naruto's number 5. Brotherhood, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was actually my number 4, because I watched the whole thing, and because it was just as good, if not better, than Naruto. Like, Brotherhood is a masterpiece.
I
Like,
know, right?
it's so good. Ah, so many details in it. Like, you can watch it multiple times and catch new things and understand new concepts and new lessons. Ah,
Yes.
so good.
Yeah, I do love it when writers do that sort of technique. That you have better context, but when you watch the whole story, but there's still tropes you still are trying to figure out. I mean, trends, points, wording.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm working
Yeah.
with an autistic mind here.
You're good. Same. Sort of. Kind of. I mean, I don't know. I haven't got tested, but I know I have ADHD. So, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah. Oh. And then look, a lot of people didn't really like the whole World War II ending of the first version of Full Metal Alchemist. I kind of was into it. I kind of dug it. I kind of dug it in the movie. The movie too. I kind of dug it. It's kind of cool. And when they changed that, I was kind of sad that they took out the one character who was Pride in the original Full Metal Alchemist series. But, 'cause I like that character. That was a good character.
I unfortunately have not watched the original.
It's a good one too. They're both really good.
Yeah, I'll get
Bro-
to it at some point.
Brotherhood's definitely better because there is a lot of filler in the original, because the original at the time it wasn't done, and it got to the point where they're just like, all right, we're getting close to an ending. Let's just make it up. So they did a
Yes.
lot of non-canon stuff, which is fine.
Yeah,
But
you gotta wait till the writer finishes the book till you can finish the series. A certain
yeah.
thing I wish Game of Thrones did.
Yeah, Game of Thrones suck. I mean, good first 5 seasons. 6th season was okay. 7th season, 8th season,
Yeah, cuts it into the fire.
yep. It literally
Oh, wait,
like
burn it down with dragon fire.
it
That's
spoiled
just
like
better.
bread. It spoiled like bread. Like it was
It
good
really did.
up until it was no longer good.
They recently released a game of Game of Thrones called King's Road. I'm kind of
Ah.
hoping that has a different ending. Give it the same treatment that Samurai Jack got with its video game. A different ending from the show because the ending of the show wasn't all that liked.
Yeah. Hopefully they do that. It'll be nice. But past Brotherhood,
I
my
hope so too.
third favorite anime, um, like is My Hero Academia. I eat that
Oh,
shit up like
good choice.
goddamn cereal. I eat that fucking shit up. It is so good. And now that we're at the last season too, it's so good. It is a beautiful show. It is it literally all you could describe it as beauty. It is a beautiful show. The way that they resolve all these different character things. Yeah, the whole giving Midoriya multiple quirks, kind of bullshit, kind of weird. But then it makes sense because the way that they ended up writing it, they wrote a plausible, because the world is weird, the world's fiction, so anything can go. But they wrote a believable reason why he would have multiple quirks, and it's because the quirk
Because
itself
they-
didn't have
that's
an
right.
owner until All Might. All Might was the
Yes.
quirk, the one who, because he was All Might himself was quirkless, so the whole power scaling thing was his power. Deku, when he go and transfers on his ability to Deku, Deku didn't have any other voice to add to it. He is the last person to have that quirk. And because he is the last, because he doesn't have a thing to add to it.
Have you seen Have you seen the second movie by any chance?
I have. It's very uncanny.
This explains why, when he passed on One for All to Bakugo, it just went back to him.
Yeah, because he can't. He is the last person to have that quirk. No one else will have it. If he dies, it's gone. And the whole reason is because, like, it's like math, right? 1 plus a 2 plus a 3 plus a 4. Well, what All Might was the
You're
0.
talking to someone who solved the anti-life equation here.
Right,
Or
okay.
At least one version of it.
So, if I don't know, I don't really understand it too much, but it's like Deku, because he was quirkless. Same was All Might. The human spirit quirk thing or whatever was already owned by All Might, so then Deku's the only one who can have it. I don't know. It whatever it was kind of dumb. It is kind of dumb, but like it was something I could go past and I can actually somewhat understand. So I didn't give it too many bad marks for that. But past that, where the frick, my Discord keeps trying to pop off. But after that, my second favorite anime of all time is Attack on Titan. Also,
Yes.
because yeah, Attack on Titan is besides my number one, it is peak fiction. Like the way that
I know, right?
yeah, the way that it circles back in on itself. Like if you go down the rabbit hole, that the entire reason the story even exists, the entire reason it happened is because Aaron wanted it to. Aaron literally
Yes.
made that story go into fruition. Like
Yeah, and the final season really took me by surprise. The way Aaron shifts into that villainous arc was just
Yeah.
so good.
it was so good. And like even though the Aaron, like people are like, "What? He's a villain now?" That doesn't make any sense. His value never changed. The world's value changed. He was the same. He never changed. His whole goal was to kill the Titans outside the wall. When the Titans turned out to be people from another nation, that didn't change the goal.
It really didn't.
If you think about it,
became a lot more complicated.
yeah, and you think about it, if he had the ability to go send memories to the past to alter the future, if he had that ability, which he did, then why didn't he just go and make it so the walls were never made? Why didn't he just go and do all that stuff? Because it would prevent his own birth, and he couldn't do that. And he couldn't do that because it would prevent Mikasa's birth. He would be okay with killing himself, but he didn't want Mikasa to be unborn or die, so he had to go and let reality play out the way it did so she could live.
That and the future visions that Eren saw, they could never be changed. No matter
They could never be
how hard
changed.
he tried, he couldn't change the future.
But here's the thing. The whole present and the future visions, all that stuff wouldn't matter if the walls never happened. If not only the walls didn't happen, if he could send memories back far enough to prevent even the king from, even the war from happening to begin with, he could do that. But the reason why he didn't was because it would make it so Mikasa was never born.
Exactly.
So he couldn't do it.
Almost all his friends.
Exactly. I think the two people that he cared most about was Mikasa and Eren. Armin. Damn it!
Yes,
I was just call him
Armin's a
Erwin.
VTuber now.
Yeah.
Well,
Armin's the
his
VTuber.
main- Well, her, I should say, trans now. The voice actor in English is the VTuber Mimkibis.
Huh. That's cool.
Yes.
Well, yeah. So Eren couldn't have changed the past that much because if he did, it could inadvertently make it so his friends didn't get born. So no, it had to play out the way it did. His goal, his whole desire, it all makes sense. It's peak fiction, except
Absolutely.
for my number one anime of all time is Made in Abyss.
Made in Abyss. I have
Yeah.
not watched that one.
You gotta watch it. We gotta show you that because it is absolute fiction. It is absolute peak. It is the best story. It is out of all the stories I've ever heard, it's probably second best. But it is one of the best anime I've ever seen. It is like an exploration down a Dungeons and Dragons world that has rules and physics and stuff that make it so compelling, and the characters are so great, and it's just such a good show. I love it so much. It's only had like a few seasons, but
I've had a few people recommend me that one, but I haven't got around to it. I really should, though.
it is the kind of show that you play a song, one song from the OST, I will start crying.
Well,
You-
now I
you
know how to get
mention-
the tears if I need them.
You mention a particular character, I will start crying. It is impactful. It is the most impactful anime I've ever seen. So yeah, it is my peak, top of the tier, Made in Abyss, the best.
Okay, yes.
But I wonder what your guys is in the who are listening to this podcast past or in the chat currently. I wonder what your guys' favorite anime is. But yeah, anime is so good. We all can love it. I do have more questions here too that we can talk about. The next one
Yes.
I've seen, I think, I guess this one is one of the questions that like a lot of people have in anime, or a lot of normies have, I guess. Something that kind of dissuades them from watching anime or even starting. It's the fact that anime has a lot of fan service. And by fan service, you know what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about the whole Seeing the girls in the shower scenes, the whole skirt lifts up, you see panties, the whole smoke just conveniently covering up the naughty bits, and also like, well, that's part fan service, but there's also like other fan service too. Like there's fan service like the character gets this fucking moment to be super strong. Like Aaron Yeager lifting the boulder would be a fan service moment, but I think that's more not what people are, complaining about more than anything.
Yeah, that's true. But I guess it really depends on what kind of genre the anime is. I mean, in well, sex appeal does attract an audience. It's true, but sometimes it can go a little overboard, like it did in Fairy Tale. I do
Mm,
love that anime, but I feel as if they prioritize a bit too much fan service over the general storytelling in at
yeah,
times.
I agree with that. Like putting fan service above the actual story and characters just makes it kind of, I don't know. I'd watch it for a second, but I won't remember it. Just like if a girl like flashed, like if I was on the street just driving in my car, and I look over and someone go, "Hey, how you doing?" And they're like, "Hey, you're a slime." Flashes their tits. What? Like I'm gonna be like, "Nice, cool," but I'm not gonna really
Yeah,
remember it like an hour later.
that
But
is true.
what to you? What does fan service mean to you? First off, I guess I should ask
Well,
that.
I personally like it. I mean, look at me.
But yeah, I mean, you're packing a lot of booba, so yeah, I guess so.
Look at me.
Packing all that mecha.
Yes.
All right, well, yeah, I guess so. But yeah, like, I guess the whole concern that a lot of people have, or a lot of normies, I guess, have. I call them normies. I'm gonna say non-anime aficionados, people who don't really care about anime or see them as cartoons or something like that. The reason why they are dissuaded from anime with all the fan service, I guess, I don't know. Like, what would we say to
I
what would
say
you
to
say to
each
them?
their own. Well, I'd say we do need more stories without the whole fan service trope, but I still like it. People still like it. I think it does better than when and anything Western tries it because they tend to because Western media has a tendency to delve into sex jokes a lot, direct mentions of genitalia, that sort of stuff. Whereas anime, it tends to be more subtle. I like the subtlety compared to Western media.
It's more the clothing. I think that anime does more. It's less
Yeah,
about the
exactly.
genitalia of the person and more just the scantiliness of the clothing
Yeah,
and
exactly.
being able to see something you're not supposed to or something like that. Being in places you're not supposed to. It's the intrigue of getting in that area or something. I think that
Yes.
might be yeah, that's fair. Um,
Yeah. If Bar is saying from a certain anime, it's what I can't see that matters.
I'd also like to say that like for people who don't want to watch anime or get dissuaded from watching anime because of that, that is very rare in anime. It's not very common. Like even like the anime that do have it, it's usually as a side joke or a furtherment of a certain character. So like certain
Yeah.
characters,
If the genre is something like etchy, then yeah, go all the way. But yeah,
yeah, like I get one scene that I've heard. I watch a lot of YouTube and I watch a lot of YouTube VTubers. One of the people that I watch a fair amount is I don't know what your thoughts on them are, but I'll watch them a bit. It's Nux Taku
oh
on
yeah, yeah.
YouTube. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people like him. It's kind of a weird mixed bag. He's very divisive, but it's fine.
I
Um,
used to like him, but uh, his mistakes mixed in with the fact that he has a lot of politics now is just, yeah, I'm not really interested in him anymore.
That's fair, and that's a fair assessment for anyone. He's got his own
Yep.
things, and I mean, I like watching some of his stuff, so I don't really, and I don't mind political talks if their takes aren't absolute dog shit, like somebody on Twitch, or a couple people actually. There's more than one, but we don't talk about politics here. We're not going to do that. But yeah,
Yes, exactly.
like
Yeah,
like the
definitely
Tiger
just I'm a
drama.
bit
Oh yeah, the Tiger drama.
salty
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, that was kind of a massive L on his part. That Tiger drama was, but
Yeah.
eh, you know, it's
I personally don't like Tiger. He is just seriously unhinged, but what happened to him was not deserved.
yeah, yeah, and also I think Nux did actually come out and say that they didn't, they were mistaken, and they made a mistake and
Mhm.
such, but eh. But what was the
Okay.
reason I was bringing them up? I was bringing them up because of fan service.
Yeah, we were talking about fan
We were
service.
talking about fan service. ADHD brain. Hello, brain. Hello. Hello, brain. Goodbye. Thoughts. Who needs them?
Your brain is literally jelly.
It is. It is literally jelly. Not edible
And it's
jelly, but
delicious.
not edible.
It
I'm
definitely
so
is.
I am made of a
Strawberry
animal.
jelly.
I'm nope, made of animal fat, not the good kind. But
Maybe you were saying.
the what I was trying, what was I trying to say? That's a good point. Um, blah 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 blah. Anime,
Hello.
anime,
After dark.
anime.
Fan service.
You know what? It's too much at this point. Can't really. Oh, yeah, right. My Hero Academia. Okay, so okay, the whole like he ended up pointing out a thing where like My Hero Academia, yeah, even My Hero Academia had fan service in a couple of their episodes, and usually it's
Yes.
only ever been to as like a joke kind of a thing. It's a thing because they and usually and here's the thing, here's a big thing. The episodes that they featured any kind of fan service thing in were filler. So most anime, even the good ones like My Hero, they will have fan service sometimes, but usually it's not
Yes,
important.
this is true.
And usually it means nothing for any of the characters, except for like fucking Mineta in My Hero is always been a perv. So and that's not a high thing. That's his
Yeah.
character trait. And it's not even shown as like a
No,
good
he
character
can't-
trait. It's definitely shown as a bad one.
Yeah, he just really doesn't know how to hold back, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
And that
like,
is a really annoying part of his character.
yeah, exactly. But I do think like after watching some of the shorts on YouTube too, like the guy who does the My Hero shorts, like I kind of like Mineta a little more, but I also do think he's a complete bastard. Still,
Mm-hmm. He can like
Um,
a football.
yeah, kick him like a football. Football. You know, that's another thing. Sports anime. Do you like sports anime?
Don't really watch them.
Yeah, me neither. Are sports, dude? Is
Unless
there really
they're
an
fictional
audience?
sports. Well,
Huh?
if it's a fictional sport like Quidditch, I don't mind, but anything pertaining to real world sports doesn't really interest me.
Yeah. I'm wondering if there's
And it's
there's
just a
clearly an
personal
audience for it.
viewpoint. Well, yeah, sports are extremely popular.
But like an anime? I guess I get it. I have watched a couple of sports anime. Nothing big, like what was it? What was the one? Um Baku no Shoujo, I think. That's like the chess Bakugo or something like that. It's like the chess one, but it's with the white and black beads. Um, It was a weird one.
I don't know that one.
Very much just like a Sherlock Holmes esque, light Yagame esque kind of show. Um, and the other one, I'm gonna do a lot. I'm doing a lot of uhs. I gotta stop doing that. I'm realizing I'm doing a lot of uhs. I do that a lot.
That ADHD brain of yours doing its work.
Go, yeah, go. It's Bakuno Go,
Go.
something like that. Yeah, it's fairly decent. I also watched Megalobox, which was a good one. Not the second
There was
season.
an
First
Australian
one's good.
go-kart film called Go. Just Go.
Go.
Yes. No, wait, it wasn't go-kart. It was just motor carts.
Hmm.
Oh, hang on a minute.
And speaking of you know what some people who aren't into anime yet get into anime, what questions they have. There's a clear difference between anime and cartoons, but some people can't tell. They see it as
Yes.
differently, but what makes it different than a cartoon?
So let's see. A anime. Well, the proper definition is that it would be made in Asia, but there's a clear, distinct difference. Hence the art style for one, and the storytelling tropes, the other common tropes such as nosebleed and perv, that sort of
Hmm.
thing. But then you have stuff like anime influenced animation, such as Teen Titans and Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which tends to thin the line between anime and cartoon. But then you think cartoon is a little bit cartoon.
Uh-oh. That was a desync.
Uh-oh.
Hello? You still on the Discord though,
disconnected.
right?
Yeah, I'm on the Discord. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you just fine. You'll need to reconnect to the VTube Studio bit. But yeah, because that just suddenly, is that my internet that went out?
Probably. Is the stream still going?
I think it is. We'll edit this part out of the VOD. Ain't gonna
Okay.
have this in my tasty little podcast. Should we call it the tasty slime podcast? Right now I did Slimocast
Yes.
just because it's fun. Tasty slime podcast. Little sound biblets to put in your ears for tasty slime. Good home cooking.
Okay, I'm trying to reconnect. No luck so far.
Is it on my side? No, I still got it.
Maybe.
Oh, well, wait, maybe. Let me host again. Alright, should be good.
Okay, joining.
Tasty slime
Connected.
podcast.
Accept.
That was me then. I had a little bucky wucky.
Yes.
Okay, are you here?
Just loading in. There we go. I see you. Can
Well,
you see me?
Yeah, now I can see you. Hello. Hello
Yes,
from
hello.
hello from the past, Mr. Future. You're in a Tuesday right
Yes.
now.
Yeah, Tuesday in the year 4152.
Damn, that's a while away. At least it's not Warhammer time. You're in the midst of the technological ascendancy, the technological dark age or whatever it is. In that timeline.
Different timeline.
Different timeline. Yeah, it's fine. Fair. It's fair.
Yeah. because my timeline, Earth was destroyed.
Mm-hmm. So, you were saying
Okay, back to
about
the.
like cartoons, something.
Yeah, I'm trying to compare cartoons to anime. So, what would you say your favorite cartoon would be?
Ah, that's a hard question. Um, that's a harder question than
Trying to
anime
think
because
of.
I don't watch as many cartoons as I do anime. Anime, I have
Fair
some
enough.
instant
But you
examples.
mentioned you watched some Cartoon Network,
Yeah,
and yeah, Naruto premiered on Cartoon Network. Then
probably.
you got into Naruto.
Yeah,
But yeah, what would your
probably
favorite
Foster's
cartoon
Home.
show would be?
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, probably.
Monsters Home. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
You think, yeah, you see cartoons, and they just get all wacky, crazy, physics defying, and all that nonsense. Well, there's some physics defying in anime, but that's a bit of a different trope.
I think I have a great idea of how to compare anime and cartoons. That is the major difference between the two of them.
Yeah, and what might that be?
Well, in cartoons, the world is a fantasy. The world is full of possibility, of opportunity.
True.
Anything can happen. Anything but consequences. In anime, you could also do just about anything, but there's a consequences attached to those anythings.
Yes.
Anime has consequences,
Exactly.
cartoons does not. I think that's the
I
major
thought of it
difference.
that way. Interesting.
Like, you could go in cartoon, if you bring cartoon like, Superman, Batman, and stuff, and you think, well, there are challenges, right? There's never a
There are
consequence.
challenges, yes.
There's never a consequence.
There are some consequences in
Sometimes.
some cases, like that O's, but we're talking cartoons here, and I tend to separate cartoons and animated series from each other because cartoons are
Yeah.
all meant to be wacky, crazy,
Yeah.
funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
while animated series take things more seriously.
Yeah, that is fair. That is a fair. There's a kind of a difference between cartoons, like cartoons, and even like semi-cartoon cartoons and animated series. Um,
Yeah.
I guess. Oh, yeah. Mythos has a great point here too. That most cartoons are episodic, and a lot of anime is kind of linear.
Yeah, true.
And that is kind of true. Um, I also think that another big difference is that the cartoons tend to veer very far away from the human shape and the shape of like natural things and realistic things, while anime tends to stick to the shape of humanity and the shape of things that we know.
Yes, exactly.
Like an artistic level, that's what I see. So,
Yes.
and then like when cartoons try to mimic, anime, you get things that are much more grounded, much more real, have consequences and stuff like that. Because like, yes, there are a lot of anime, a lot of cartoons that have consequences, and there is some anime that don't have consequences. But there is a very different like vibe to what I'm talking about with consequences, though. I'm not talking like
Yes.
like the consequence of shooting a gun at somebody, right? That is pretty consistent.
And flashback.
Except in cartoons, sometimes, like Looney Tunes, sometimes that gun will do nothing, right?
Or just blow you in your face in the case of Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah. But a big thing that in cartoons that you see across the board is falling. Nothing happens to someone who falls. Really, nothing happens to anyone who falls.
Creating a cartoonishly shaped.
It can create a hole, but they'll get up out of that hole just fine. They'll be hurt at first, but then they'll get out of that hurt very quick. But even like the cartoons that are like somewhat normal, like you think about Avatar or like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, right? Falling doesn't do anything to anybody. No one's ever got hurt by falling in any of these shows.
Yes.
In anime, you'll have characters who fall and die, and characters that fall and get injured permanently or near permanently. Not very common.
Or fly.
even that, like, yeah. But
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
still feel some sort of damage.
You get the concept of what I'm talking about, where like it feels like cartoons have um less of a focus on the consequences of things, even though they might contain consequences. They have a less
Hmm.
focus on them, and while anime does have a higher focus on consequence. Just like how anime is a lot closer to reality than it is to the fantasy and fiction.
Somewhat. But
Somewhat.
you do have a few moments where they completely defy all physics for some reason.
Well, yeah, it's a 2D art form. Like it's not real, but
It is a yes,
it tries to mimic reality, and that's the big difference. While cartoons try to
exactly.
express fantasy, express dreams. That I think that's another way to look at it. The difference.
Somewhat.
Somewhat, I don't know. It's true, yet it's also can be argued against. Blah blah blah. It's
Eh,
fun though. Doesn't matter which one you choose though. Anime, cartoons, they're both great.
There is one other thing that I do want to compare. It's not exactly related to cartoon, uh, but there. You know the Terminator franchise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So on Netflix, they made a Terminator anime series. He's he's and yeah, it's actually good, really good.
Hmm.
The problem is with the Terminator franchise that Hollywood have been trying for years to get that franchise back together without any success. And Japan just comes along and they create something really interesting. Now, don't get me wrong, it still has its flaws, but it's still so much better than what Hollywood has done with the franchise since Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does explain the whole branching timelines problem. Um, we meet the man who invents Terminator reprogramming, and what he did with it. He decided to create his own AI, i.e., to counter the AI Skynet.
Mm.
So, I have my beef with Hollywood nowadays, but to me, it seems that anime also does much better with storytelling nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is very obvious that Hollywood nowadays is pretty bankrupt. I mean, look at all the movies that they're coming out nowadays. It's all either just I don't know, a nameless slop that doesn't matter at all. Like they can't even revive a franchise like Friday the 13th. They can't even revive a franchise like what Scream. They tried to, but it sucked. It bombed. Like that you can't
It bombed. I thought it worked. Uh,
I
I don't really
I
watch
don't know.
horror.
I don't know. I didn't watch it either. I don't really focus on that stuff. But it might have worked. I mean, somebody could probably fact check me on that, but that's fine. I just don't see a lot of
Hmm.
movies nowadays being good. Like the only good one that I can think of that is currently airing is Thunderbolts. But then again, also Marvel and hero fatigue is very hard right now. Um,
Yeah, I don't exactly know where Marvel's going right now.
yeah,
I
they're
mean,
they're going in places. They're going places. I,
Infinity Saga was really good, and Endgame still one of the best movies of all time.
yeah, probably. I mean, it's debatable, but I
Yeah,
think it was good. I think Avengers Infinity War was better, but they're both really
yeah, they're both really good.
good.
But anyway,
But that's like when they actually had, chutzpah and goal and assets in the Marvel Universe. They burned all their assets to make that massive smash that was Endgame. So now they don't have
yeah.
much of anything. They had Spider Man till they made him nobody. Um,
Well, they made Peter Parker nobody.
yeah. So I don't know.
No,
It'll be weird. It'll be different, but I don't really. I don't really see Marvel as being something that I can watch anymore. I tried watching like a lot of the newer movies. It's not great anymore. Anyway, what does this have to do with anime? Oh yeah, Western media sucks.
Yeah, Western
Take that,
media,
the
where
West.
Western media kind of sucks right now, whereas as Eastern media is thriving.
Yeah.
It
Well,
works. It's good.
it's weird though how like it's Eastern media is thriving. Yes. But it's also coming with like I mean everything that Japan does is great. But like I don't know if you've seen some of the Chinese anime that have been coming out. Uh
Wouldn't
I don't know
no,
about it.
they
I don't know about that. I heard there's one that came out recently, that's current on the current season, I think, called Super Cube. And it's supposed to be something like somebody recommended it to me while I was working the other day. And
well, China, I think, are doing better with the games industry, with how
hmm,
they've produced Black Myth Wukong and Marvel Rivals.
yeah, they are doing really good there.
They've done extremely well with those.
Yeah. I think Western media companies and Western gaming studios they kind of have to pick up their pants. Their pants are on their knees.
Hmm.
But
And then you have the amazing in Japan with Astrobot last year. Oh, I love that game so much.
yeah, they've been doing
So
well.
much so I put a so much so I put him on a model asset.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Let me
I
find
can't
it.
see my list. My Discord keeps fucking up. Let
Where's
me see
that
if I can.
prop? There it is.
Ah, there we go.
Lo and behold.
Well, let's see. Where is
Not sure
it?
if it's visible on your end. It might still be loading in.
It might not be visible on my end. Is it? It's an asset not attached to your model. Oh wait. No, there it
It's
is.
a prop.
There, I see it now.
There it is.
That looks pretty good.
Look
That's
at
with
it.
your arms too. That's cool.
Yes. And every now and again, Astro waves at you.
I see it. They do the waving. Kind of weird to
Yeah,
take
they
your
love
arms
that
off
little
though.
controller so much.
For context, those on the podcast side who are just listening, um, they have an asset for their VTuber model that is a set of arms holding a controller with Astrobot, the little tiny robot, on the controller. It's pretty cute.
Yes.
Pretty cool how they'll have how the fingers moved and everything too. Um,
I can even set it up to receive commands from my controller, but I haven't set it up yet.
yeah, the DC, also the DC movies, the DC animated movies. Yeah, they're pretty good. They're
They're
probably the
pretty
only
good,
ones that are
yes.
good that are Western at the moment.
Yes. Ah,
Owl House also was probably pretty good too. I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things about it.
I have as well, but haven't gotten around to it.
Mm.
I feel as if
So,
the animation industry just does better with storytelling because they don't have to, excuse me, to worry about the whole diversity thing as much.
the diversity thing, and also like, I think the diversity thing, that's a story for a different day. But um, I think their
Yeah,
biggest
fair enough.
problem, is relying on actors to properly understand and then um, become the character, and directors having the same vision as the writers. With the animation industry, the writer is the person who directs the story, and everybody else is just filling in the pages. Like they make the outline, everybody else is just filling it in the colors. And even the actors, like, or the voice actors, like, yes, they'll have to get in with the character, but then they'll have a visual representation of what the character looks like, what they're doing, what their motivation is. It's a lot more fulfilled rather than uh, something that you just have to kind of imagine from the director's point of view.
Mhm.
Next question. Next question. We got through 3 of these pretty quickly.
Yes.
What is your least favorite trope in anime?
Oh, this is an easy one. Friend zoning.
Ah! That's just
Yes.
worst trope in media. God damn.
Yes.
Love
Well,
interest.
for
Let's set up a scene.
yeah,
Set up a
but
scene for this.
it just has yeah, but it's just a really annoying trope where don't get the don't bother getting the girl because well, I have more important things to worry about. You have a clear romantic interest right there, interested in you, and you just don't go take the extra mile, the extra step.
Oh,
It's
you're
just
talking
that
from
you need to
the
make it a
main
relationship.
character. You're talking about the main character's
Somewhat,
point of view.
yes.
They're them friend zoning the
Somewhat,
main.
yes.
Okay. So is it more
Yeah.
just the self insert character is friend zoning all the girls, or is it the girl that friend zones the self insert character? Which is more egregious?
Um, bit of both, really. But anime just really seems to always they look like they have something going with romance, but they never actually get into it. And one reason I like Mushoku Tensei is that Rudius does have engage like he does have a romantic interest with his wives, and I love it so much. They build on that trope.
Yeah.
But they get it into each other, they love each other, and they have potential children together. I love it so much.
Yeah, I love that part about Mushoku Tensei as well. Ah, such a good show. And now it's
Yes.
oh my god, the newest season that's gonna come out. I can't wait.
I
It's
can't
gonna
wait
be
either.
it's gonna be nuts. Where they ended off the last season, God, that second to last episode or third to last episode, where the dad, you know, and then he just is with his mom, and she, and he's just like, oh God, heartbreak, the worst possible
Yes.
fucking scenario. We are in the
Yes.
worst timeline, Rudius. Jeez. Or the best timeline,
Well,
which
yeah.
what happens afterward. Because Jesus, that did Roxy, But I'm trying to be vague because spoilers. Because if anybody wants to watch that show, highly recommended. By the way, it's super good. It's super good.
It is really good.
Um,
Itchy nose.
the worst trope that I think that I hate in anime whenever it happens, um, it's a tie. It's a tie. The
Well,
random
let's say it first.
ass, unbelievably overpowered power up that just suddenly happens to the main character. That
Yeah.
or
Reason I don't
fucking
like my isekai anime.
yeah. Either that, I hate that part, or the because sometimes that could be cool, but the other one I don't like is also the you think this is my full power? I've only been holding half of it. Becomes a fucking demon. Like second form, like the new form thing is kind of the only one that has ever done that well is Dragon Ball Z, and they did it
Yeah,
well with Frieza, and then Cell was just he didn't need
with
to have
Cell,
it.
he was still evolving, and he was still trying to get the androids to gain more power,
It
and
made no
then
sense with
he
Boo.
absorbs.
It made
Yeah,
no sense
and
with Boo.
then then it makes sense with Boo. But then Cell gained even more power when he absorbed Goku's essence
I don't
or
remember that.
energy. Yeah, he gained a power boost after self-destructing in his second form, but then he
Oh,
gained some of Goku's essence when he killed him.
that he self-destructed and that killed Goku too, right?
Yeah, that killed Goku, along with King Kai and his companions.
Okay. Is that what their explanation was in the original?
I can't remember if that was the exact explanation, but I believe that's what it was.
Okay. I could I
My
see that
memory
at that.
tends to fill in. My memory tends to fill in gaps.
Yeah. My most recent watch through of Dragon Ball Z in the Cell Saga was through DBZA, and their whole explanation was because of my partial Saiyan DNA. They got a boost because the Saiyan DNA, they always get a boost whenever they get near death.
Yes.
So that was their explanation.
Yeah. One reason I don't like most isekai is because as the main protag is usually so overpowered, he can easily he destroy anything in his path.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And yeah, it ends to take away the struggle, the uncertainty of the story.
And actually, now that I think about it, all the isekai that I ever like has an underpowered protagonist. Now that I think about it, those are my favorites. Ashoka Tensei,
Yes.
ReZero.
Tensei, Rudius is pretty powerful in Machoka Tensei, but he's not the strongest.
He's not the strongest.
His encounter with the no,
The
he's
Dragon
not
God.
the strongest. Yeah, his encounter with the Dragon God, which nearly kills him, that was such a surprise.
The other thing is that
That
Machoka
was-
Tensei, after the point where he gets to that kind of power, like the power where he's still not the strongest, but he's pretty damn powerful beyond normal people, his story turns from a focus of needing to be powerful to I need a family. I have emotional problems. I need to fix my life. And that makes it so much fucking better.
Yes, exactly. With Overlord, well, Ainz is descending into madness and losing his humanity, so I can see it working a bit, but he's still so much stronger than anyone else in the world.
I'm going to make a cringe
Easily.
take. I'm going to make a cringe take. I don't really like Overlord.
I can understand why. I'm not blaming you.
Well, yeah, but like it's a good, like the first season was great. I'm okay with him being overpowered, but then again, I'm also like I don't really see that as the part that I like about the show either. It's more just I don't even know why I like the first show. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, why do I even like the first season? I don't even know. Like I guess just the fucking I don't know. I don't think I like Overlord. I don't think I like Overlord. I'm coming to this conclusion.
There was also a Shield Hero where
Hmm.
the main character had a lot of power limits. It's because he is meant to only wield a shield, but there was also the whole fact that he was lied, who mistreated, all that stuff. That was a good trend to top on, and that scene where Mind's trial happened, that was just so satisfying. Having all those lies she saw would be undone.
Yeah. You see,
That's
I don't like
the
Sheriff
second and
Hero
third
either.
season The second and third season didn't really capitalize on that story trend, so yeah, it kind of lost interest.
Yeah, I didn't really like Shield Hero either, just because I don't like seeing my boy, aka the protagonist, get his shit kicked in. The only time I ever like dealt with that, and like I'm even not really okay with it now, but the only time I've ever passed it was with ReZero, because he takes a lot of L's, but he also gets a lot of W's, and that's
Yeah,
nice. In Shield Hero, he takes mostly L's, but he just turns those L's, some of them, into W's. It's like, yeah.
so he got a
um,
major L when he rejected the girl who did a episode-long confession to him, and
Yeah.
she was rejected. That's
yeah.
one thing I can't forget about Subaru.
Oh, God, yeah, that sucked. But I also, yeah, that is a black mark for Subaru, but it's okay.
Yeah,
And that's also kind of why I couldn't really get into season 2 or season 3. It's just difficult. a lot of pain on him, and I don't like pain on ya boy, on the boy.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
but yeah, my other favorite, really favorite, isekai was Soma Spider. So what?
Oh, that one.
I love it. So good. So good. If you haven't seen that one, check it out. So good. But yeah, like the whole overpowered protagonist who has like even if they're not fully overpowered and then you just suddenly get a power boost that makes them overpowered, like I don't really care for that. And also that's also why like I can't really get into um even though I'm a slime myself and I kind of want to watch it just to support a slime brethren. Um, I can't watch a slime isekai either because it's the same kind of thing. Way too
Yeah,
overpowered.
like reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah,
That one I do like, but it's similar to the normal trope, but and I do kind of like the world building and the fact that Rimuru keeps growing so powerful, and how the world reacts to this is actually still pretty impressive. If, so yeah, I can see where you're going with that.
but the other thing I
However,
don't like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
there are consequences to his actions, such as a kingdom declaring war on him to open up trade routes, and Rimuru's choice to never harm humans, resulting in so many people dying.
Hmm.
Yeah, so much
Yeah,
so he's forced to become a demon lord.
yeah. I don't like the writing as much. I tried watching it again, and to get to that point because I heard about what happened in that scene or in that moment where he creates the new magic that's like the instant light death beams and stuff. I wanted to see that, but I couldn't even get past like the first season. Like I got most way through past the boar, the starvation situation, and I couldn't get past it. It's just bad writing to me. I don't know. That's another trope I don't really care for. The person who comes up and has to explain exactly why they're so badass and exactly why you should fear them, or having to explain what we just saw. That trope I hate.
Yes, yes. Common strategy in war: don't tell the enemy your ace till you use it.
Yeah,
Even then, you want to be subtle about it.
yeah. I respect shows that do show don't tell, and ones that do tell and not a lot of show. I just can't with them. I can sometimes I can get by. There are rare occasions where that happens. There's always a an exception to a rule, but I don't like them.
Yeah, true. There are times where they say it's badass, but is it and as powerful as people think? Such as what was it? Such as in Konosuba, where Aqua does the god blow to the frog, okay, explaining it's super cool, super powerful, but doesn't do anything to the giant toad. That's funny.
Yeah, that is a good subversion of the trope where they tell you how badass the thing is gonna be, but it ends up being underwhelming. It is that is a
Yes.
funny one. Actually, a good isekai, kind of a weird reverse isekai actually that I've seen recently. Speaking of isekais, is the my uncle was an isekai.
Oh yeah, I
That
watched that.
that one's
Yes,
so good. That one's so good. It's a
that was
post
so
isekai
funny.
journey. It's
Post
where
isekai
it come
journey.
out,
Yes.
but he still has his powers. Post isekai, but he still has his
He's,
powers.
he has his powers. He's just a freaking idiot.
Not only is he an idiot, he's cringe as hell, ugly as hell, goddamn, like obsessed as hell on video games, and not just any video games. Sega, old Sega
Classic
video
video
games.
games.
Yeah,
Yes,
retro,
exactly.
AF uncle who has Jesus like powers, like so good. But that's one of the other isekais that I like. But yeah, weird tropes. There are some things that happen in anime that are just like, nah, nah, fam. But one of the I guess biggest tropes that kind of lands, is highly debated and controversial in I guess Western media is more where it's controversial, is this idea or this character type that appears a lot in anime. Uh, it is the lolly.
Oh,
And
that question.
yeah, we're on the last question of the night. Probably the most contentious question, the lolly question. Um, is it
Okay.
is it a detriment to the art form? Is it a just a weird quirk of the art form? Is it a positive thing? It's a good question to ask, but it is one of the tough ones, you know.
Hmm. I guess it really depends on how it's used. Lollies can be cute, such as um Kana from Dragon Maid. He'd, but then you have sexualized ones, which just get weird.
Mm, mm, understand that.
Yeah,
It is kind of weird kind of thing. Um,
somewhat.
for
You
me,
also have
oh, sorry, go ahead,
you
go
also
ahead.
have Rebecca from Cyberpunk Edge Runners,
Mm,
and she's sexualized, but it works because she's augmented in such a way she looks a bit less human, and she curses a lot, making her sound a lot more like an adult.
mm-hmm. And it's because she is an adult, basically.
Yeah, she is an adult. Well, but the trend usually makes it that lollies look like children.
Mm. Well, I mean, even adults can look like they can wear childish clothing. That is
Yeah,
a type of I guess style that some people enjoy. And
yes.
um, for me, there are three kinds of lolly. There are the is an adult, is of adult age, but just is like a short stack that
Hmm.
likes to dress cute. That's the primary one. The one that I like.
Very, yeah. There
Um,
are real world disabilities that make you
mhm.
look younger than you actually are.
There are disabilities that make you shorter of height, that make you appear a lot younger. And a lot of people, because of the standards of beauty that we have nowadays, a lot of people want to appear young. And we
Yeah,
do
true.
praise people who do appear young with their makeup, with the way they dress, stuff like that. It is a virtue in today's society that we give unto people. It's when they become like a child. And one thing I'd argue is that in all versions of lolly, except for like the ones that are clearly not, they're clearly just children. Like
Hmm.
they're not children. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know. But like the way that they're drawn is more just this emphasizing this idea of youth, of the beauty in youth.
Yes.
Um, of course, there are some instances where that is just a child. Anya from Spy Family, that is just a child. Uh,
Yes, I love Spy Family.
and I love that show amazingly too. So yeah,
Yes.
you can have that's just a child lolly, and that's fine because it's more about protecting them from the harshness and the terribleness of the world. Because like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, like holy shit. But
especially when your kid can read minds and knows everything about
Yeah. Oh,
Yor and Lloyd.
can we geek out about that show for a second? Because god damn it,
Yeah,
that show is
sure.
so good. Like the fact that she is this telepathic mind reader, she's able to know that her mom and her dad are both secret agents. One of them's a spy, one of them's an assassin. The amount of like hijinks that happens in that show, so fucking good. And it maintains that purity of like,
Yes, it does.
beautiful family and caring about each other. That innocence, it maintains that stuff. And then the fact how the world kind of like morphs to work towards that, like
Yes.
big example, the castle. Remember the castle where they're having the birthday for Anya?
Oh yeah, that was such a beautiful episode.
So good. And it was supposed to be an infiltration. Well, actually, what was it? It was like what Lloyd and I forget the name of the guy who's the newspaper stand dude. Newspaper stand dude. I'll
The
just call
guy
him that.
with the guy with the glasses,
The
Lloyd's
guy with the weird
partner,
head.
I believe.
Yes.
Yes, him. I forget his name as well.
So they meet up at a castle that they got the CIA or the whatever to rent out, and they bring all these secret agents in to throw a birthday party for Anya, a spy party that she wanted to have. So amazing! I love it so much. That is a
Yeah,
perfect representation of like just purity. It's so good.
there's also the layer of mystery to it. Like, you remember that scene where Anya starts crying when the teachers ask about her mother? You
I
have
don't think
to
it
wonder
was that
why.
season 2 or second part of the first season.
Season 1, when she's being interviewed for the school she needs to attend for the mission.
Ah, yeah. I remember.
Yeah, you do have to wonder why she burst out in tears like that so suddenly. Eh,
Yeah,
But yeah,
I'm interested in
and
that show a lot. I want to know what um happened, like what happened prior to Anya being with Lloyd. That um, like what gave her psychic powers? Like I'm curious.
it was some sort of an experiment, but that's all I know.
Right, exactly. But yeah, so like as far as with what people looking outside in, I understand completely. I don't know why Japan has this huge obsession with lollies and stuff, but I'm guessing, at least from my understanding, it has a lot to do with the beauty and the virtue of youth, and
Yes.
that's why most of the protagonists that you have in anime are boys. If it's a a shonen that are like you know in high school, in middle school, they're of that age. They're boys. They get these epic powers. It's a power trip for high schoolers, and that's a big thing. There's like what is it? 4 different genres of anime, or 4 different types, focuses, audiences, something like
I
that.
believe so.
It's
Yeah.
shonen. I'm gonna have to actually Google it again because I don't remember the other ones. I know one's shonen, and then there's seinen. I think seinen is for older men, or for just men. I'm gonna look it up. 4 types of anime. Oh yeah, so it's seinen, which is gonna be for targeted towards young adult men. Yep. Shonen, which is going to be boys of youth, adolescent boys, young men. Shoujo,
Hmm.
which is young adult women. That's going to be your like um oh, what's a good shoujo? What's a good shoujo? I actually, yeah, bleh,
Shit, what?
Fushuji Yuji. It's hard for me to
What?
say. Uh, it's an isekai about two high school girls getting transported into medieval Japan, and they have become priestesses to the Phoenix Force, or like the Phoenix and the the Fox.
Phoenix Force?
It's not Phoenix
It's a
Force.
thing in.
Yeah, it's not Phoenix Force. It's like the Phoenix Force
Oh,
because the symbol is a giant phoenix that's on fire. So it's kind of the same thing, but it's different. But they're priestesses to the Phoenix tribe or the Phoenix religion and the Fox religion, and they end up having to fight each other. It's really great. It's very much like a romance meets like fighting anime. It's a good one.
hmm.
And the other one is Josei, which is going to be for small girls. That would be like, oh wait, no, Josei is adult women. That's that one. The shoujo is for, yeah, adolescent girls and young adult women. So that one is more, shoujo is more like Sailor Moon, while Josei is like Fushiyuchi. They're they're a different. What was the point that I was getting on with this?
Hmm.
I ramble again. Welcome. That's count number 2. 2 rambles today. Um, so like something lolly. I can't remember.
We were talking about Anya.
Anya, right? Anya is Anya's definitely like a shoujo anime. And then like, oh yeah, right, because like oh yeah. So like the majority of the protagonists of shonen, which is the most popular style of anime, are going to be these boys of like, middle school and high school age. While shoujo, it like Sailor Moon, it's going to be these girls of like middle school and high school age. So most of your protagonists that you're going to have in shows are going to be kids or teens,
Yes.
It's because that's like cartoons, that's the market. That's where they're the ones who have the time to watch TV all the time. But there are shows that are meant for older audiences that slip to the thing, like Berserk or um, Cowboy Bebop or Fushiyuji or Blood Sea is another one.
Hmm.
Usually these ones are going to be the more, mature themes and stuff like that. And if you think in these shows here, not really any of those lolly characters. Not really. There might be like in the Edge Runners example, one character,
Yes.
but it's definitely not a kid, definitely an adult. Like, they're not ever treated like a kid. They're never like portrayed in that kind of fashion with clothing or with how they dress or any of that. They're always
Well,
like an adult.
there was a scene in the montage where she was rejected from a club because she looked too young. There was also a scene where she was sitting on David's lap. But
Fair.
aside from those, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably some examples out there that counter this kind of point, but I think that most of them, like if you look at the primary protagonist and the audience that there are pushing these things to, yeah. But then you do, it is a hard thing because there are definitely a lot of people in Japan who have this different sense of, you know, age and stuff and all that stuff. Prime example, my top anime that I love, Made in Abyss, is about a
Yes.
boy and a girl, both of like middle school-ish age, entering into the abyss and having the worst horrors imaginable happen to them. And the mangaka, he's very, the mangaka's very, how would you say, he's got a lot of fetishes, and he puts most of all of them in his manga. So, yeah, it is a little weird. It's weird. But the thing is, they don't focus on that shit. Usually. The story's not about it. It just pops up sometimes. But yeah, it is weird.
Sure.
It is an amazing soundtrack made in bits. God, the soundtrack is so good. But yeah.
I think Attack on Titan would still beat it.
Yeah. And that's another one, like Attack on Titan, right? All the protagonists, everybody, Eren, Mikasa, Armin, they're all high schoolers. At best, they're high schoolers. They might be actually middle schoolers.
Yeah. Well, there was a special episode at one time where they were based in an alternate world where
they were in high school,
they
yeah.
just were attending it. Yeah. I'm not talking about that one. And I know what you mean. Attack Junior High.
Yeah.
That was funny.
That was a fun little OST. But yes. So like even them, they're in that
series
group.
Actually. But
would Mikasa be considered a lolly?
No.
Yeah. Exactly. Because she's not trying to look young. That's the difference, I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
So people who value youth, and I think that's the whole thing. It's basically just like people who value youth and want to look young, right? That's where you could have like a Kana situation. And yeah, it is a little bit weird. It is weird, but that's okay. There are worse things that you could, like I would say war is kind of worse. Cannibalism, but ethical?
Oh, no.
What? That seems a little oddly specific, don't you think? Oh. But yeah, anime is good though. We'll just say anime is great. Anime is good. There are a lot of good things about anime, couple weird things about anime, couple okay things about anime. But anime's across the board pretty nice. I'm glad we got to have this conversation. It was fun.
Yes. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. War is not ethical, I think. Yeah, yeah, probably. Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, there are some things that I would say are worse than liking a young female character. Maybe depending on how young the female character is depicted. But, that's a different conversation. Kind of the same conversation, kind of different. Anyway. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun here. I don't know how to end this thing. That's all the questions I had. Do you have any other questions that we should go through? Maybe talk about things or about stuff that we want to chat about. Any anime we want to gush about? Underrated anime, maybe? Something you've seen that we should talk.
Underrated anime. Yeah, Cabaneri Up the Iron Fortress. Really good anime. Not based on any manga. Surprisingly, it's all unique ideas. It's basically steampunk Japan in a super zombie apocalypse.
Is that the one where the guy gets bit in the arm and he starts stapling his arm and stuff?
Yes, he starts stapling his arm and only because arms are partially infected, called a Cabaneri.
Neat. I have heard about this one. Go ahead.
Yes,
gush about it. I want to hear about more. I want to hear more about it.
You should watch it. It's so good.
Tell me more, Doctor.
Yes.
Can't look up.
So it's based in a steampunk Japan, like I mentioned, and all the characters are on board this train called the Iron Fortress after their home city is destroyed by a Kabane outbreak. Yeah, which breaches into their wall, killing everyone inside, and the survivors all enter their assault train called the Iron Fortress. You're out Japan trying to find a new safe haven, while also assisting the Shogun in eliminating Kabane.
Hmm.
But the difference with these zombies is that they move extremely fast. They're extremely ferocious with a high sense of smell for blood, and they also can only be killed by either destroying the head or the heart. But the problem with the heart is that the infection creates a hardened cage around it, so it's difficult to pierce. Unless you have certain special materials, such as jet bullets or anti-heart metal.
I'm totally
Yes.
gonna have to watch this one. That sounds great.
Yes, you should.
Um,
It also has a good soundtrack, a lovely outro song as well.
the best anime usually do. They have either a great a bopping ass OP or a banging ass ED. It's one of the two.
Yep.
Well, my underrated anime that I suggest people watch is Fushi Yuji. I spoke about it before. It is honest. It's one of the first. Okay, I watched Inuyasha. That was my first anime I ever watched. After I watched Naruto, the third anime that was the biggest anime I ever seen. Might have been Bleach, but if it wasn't Bleach, it was Fushi Yuji, and it honestly is probably the reason why I'm a slime today. Not because there's slime stuff in it. There are other okay, it made me feel more girly, is what it is.
Feminine.
Yeah, it got me to touch my feminine side in a totally consensual, non-sexual way. And
Interesting.
because yeah, I geeked out over that show. I would gush. I love it. It was a good show. Good show. I'm not gonna describe how I felt again because that's just gonna keep getting weird. But anyway, Fushiyuji, yeah, it's a story about two high school girls who get teleported into a book about ancient Japan, end up having to fight against each other in the opposite sides of a religion, and finding these superhuman humans that have a marking on their skin that give them super abilities, and they're tied to like whatever religion they're part of. Hey, Death, welcome. It's really good.
Fascinating.
It's really good, and it's very.
Death is in your chat.
Yeah, Death
Still
is now in
mad
the
I took
chat.
that scythe.
Oh, gotta be careful.
Yeah, in lore, I took the scythe of a deceased Grim Reaper and used it to help create my most powerful weapon.
Ooh, neat. Alrighty, guys. Well, I think that's it for tonight. Did all that she wrote all she did, got on that horse, and bid farewell. Anyways, I hope you guys had fun with the podcast, and if you're listening to this podcast afterward, check us out again. You can check us out on this YouTube channel before, but where can they find you, Dr. Battlist?
You can find me on Twitch, on twitch.tv/Dr. Batalisk.
Oh, how do you spell that?
Doctor as you think it would sound, and BATTALISK.
Neat. Do you have any other socials like Twitter or Instagram?
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter.
What's a Twitter?
And God damn it, Elon.
Oh God. Oh God. Elon with your ex. Wait,
Oh.
you know what? You know what actually be funny? If the whole reason why he named it X was because of his like a girlfriend that left him or something.
I don't think so. The man is just obsessed with the letter X for some reason.
That is true. That is true. So is it twitch.tv?
Oh,
Oh,
let's put it in.
that's the Twitch one though, not Twitter.
Yes. Hang on, I'll go fetch the Twitter for you.
Blah, 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 blah. You can follow me at youtube.com/ fucking meetings. At youtube.com/ @arttheslime9236, I guess is the website thingy. But just Art the Slime on YouTube.
There you go.
Oh. Do you put it in the chat?
Yeah, I put it in your chat. You're not paying attention to your chat.
I am paying attention to my chat, but I don't see your message in my chat.
Maybe it was blocked because it is a link.
Probably. Just give it to me and I'll put it in there.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be x.com/battlecourt. Spelt the way you would think it's spelt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was my previous name, but I can't really change that tag.
Yeah, the tag is hard to...
Unfortunately.
It's hard to change the tag once you've already got the tag.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna hit this button like that. And then I should be able to do it. Oh. There is the link in the chat there. I also have an X, but you're just gonna have to go and look in the description for that. And my Discord. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I hope to see you guys next time when we are going to be talking about video games. And I don't know who my guest is going to be then. That's going to be why it's to be decided on the time that we're going to be streaming that, but that'll be on Sunday next week. Batalisk, any last things you want to sell, everybody?
Yes, I'll be debuting my new model all in a few days, so be sure to catch that.
Sickness. Do you have a day specifically?
It was on Sunday. Hey, well, Sunday for me. It's Saturday for you.
All right. So Sunday, Saturday. Check out Batalisk's information there, his X and his Twitter or Twitch. Are you going to be posting on X about when you're debuting, or have you already done so?
I believe it. I have already done so. Yes.
Okay. Then just check out Batalisk's
Ugh.
X to about times to view that. But check it out. I've seen a little snippet of what their new model is going to look like, and oh boy, it's going to be fun. So be there, be square, and other things, you know. But for now, from the slime side and the Slime-O-Cast, which may or may not change into the slime feed, edible slime. What did I say earlier? Said something like tasty slime. I don't know. Tasty slime, whatever.
Delicious slime.
Delicious slime. So I don't think I want to be eaten, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. We'll encourage that for a little bit. Ah! And they're eating me now. So have a good night, guys. See you later. Be sweet to others. Don't engage in like shitty behavior. Be the best you that you could be, and have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
"私はピンクのスライム」「3フィートの友達」「この広い世界で少し小さく感じる」「ミスト石鹸でできて優しい光を放つ」「いちごショートケーキの香りこんにちは」「ねえ友達夢を共有しよう」「この心地よ 人々は耐えられない味を試したいでも私はただの甘さじゃない君の友達だよ見ませんかが君と私シンプルな喜びを見つけて自由を感じるねえ友達夢を共有しようこの心地よい場所で何もかもが違う私の青の愛で君の一日を明るく一緒に笑おう何があっても静かな夜に私たちは話して遊ぶ君がそばにいると心配が消える分かち合う秘密で絆が強くなる私たち家族するこの小さな世界でねえ友達夢を共有しようこの心地よい場所で何もかもが違う私の青の愛で君の一日を明るく一緒に笑おう何があっても私は君のピンクのスライム喜びと友達この美しい旅の中で愛は終わらない全ての瞬間を大切にしっかりと掴もう君がそばにいると全てが正しく感じる